So besides all things LEDs and RGB, I'm also, just in general, a huge fan of technology and gadgets. In this video, I'll be checking out and testing the new WOOK 2K wireless security camera, as well as going over an easy DIY hack I came up with that will allow these to be moved and mounted to different places around your house and yard in seconds using no tools. In the kit, you'll find 2 cameras, a base station, a cable to connect your router to the base, 2 mounting pieces, a power supply, user manual, USB-C type cord, and mounting screws. To get things set up, connect the base unit to your router and to the wall outlet for power. Next, you're going to download and install the WOOK app, go through the initial registration steps, and you should then get to a screen that looks like this. Click Add Device and choose the WOOK base station. You can now select I see the green light and press Continue. On the back of the base station, there's a button you'll press and hold for 3 seconds until you see a red flashing light on the front. Now hit the I see red light and continue. It automatically detected the Wi-Fi I was connected to, so I hit Continue again. And just like that, the base is connected. After giving it a name, it will ask if you want to add a device to the base. Select OK. Choose the station that we just set up. Press and hold the power button on the bottom until you hear the camera turn on and then hit Continue. Now once the camera's on, press the same button for another 3 seconds to put it in pairing mode. And I didn't have to do anything after that since it said the camera is now connected. Now go ahead and give it a name and you're all set. To add the second camera, hit the plus icon near the top right and then choose WOOK Wireless Cam Pro. From here, it's just repeating what we did for the first one, and I do want to mention that you're able to connect up to 8 cameras. Before I get into my DIY mounting hack, I'll go over how to use the standard equipment it came with, as I'm sure the majority of people will go this route. First, you're going to unscrew the cap from the swivel piece. Next, you're going to place that cap on whatever surface you're attaching it to. In this example, I'll be using a scrap piece of wood. Now if you end up putting this somewhere in your house, you may want to use the drywall plugs that it comes with, but for installing directly into wood like I'm doing, I won't be using them. Now you can just use the 3 holes in the piece to screw in place. All you have to do now is reattach the camera unit and you're all done. Next, as promised, I'll go over my DIY mounting hack that I came up with. For the first step, there's a lot of different ways you could go about doing this, but I ended up using a few small plastic cylinders I cut from some 1/4-inch PEX tubing, and then used a small drill bit to make a hole through the diameter. For the second step, I'll be using these really strong magnets that I found on Amazon that came with screws. I'll need to install these magnets on 2 of the 3 holes, and I'll be using the PEX tubing from the previous step to act as a poor man's screw nut. Now go ahead and screw the cap back in place. For the last part of this process, I bought some cheap metal wall plate covers. You can certainly get them from Amazon, but they're more than likely going to be less expensive at your local hardware store. I then installed these using regular screws at different spots outside and in the house where I imagine I'd want to put the cameras. My initial thinking is that I'll keep one out front that will more than likely stay there, but the second one I want to be able to move around from the backyard playground, trampoline area, deck, and baby's room. Now all that's left to do is move the cameras around to where you want them and let the magnets do their thing. Now obviously I'm not too worried about these getting stolen, but unless you're up really close you can't see the magnets, and with the metal plates usually associated with an electrical outlet, it actually looks like they're hardwired into the structure. Let's now move over to the app. Under your main dashboard you'll be able to change the settings for the hub as well as each camera. In the hub you have the options to clear all your storage to free up space, volume, check paired devices, check for updates, and more. Under the camera settings, you can choose how sensitive you want the detection to be, as well as selecting what you wish to be notified for. You can also designate a specific area within the frame that you want to monitor movement. You can turn notifications on or off. I keep mine on since I want to receive an alert anytime it detects human activity. Power management will give you an overview of the battery's performance, which has so far been amazing for me. I'm averaging about a 1% drop in battery per day. Recording duration lets you pick how long you would like the camera to record once it detects motion or a human. I'll skip over the next few and jump down to night vision. I currently just have it set to black and white, but you can enable spotlight, which will then record in color. So they have all the settings I would expect, and it's presented in a very easy and user-friendly format that just makes sense. Now once you hear the notification sound, you can click on the alert to be taken directly into the recordings. One of the many things that impressed me was how quickly the camera started recording compared to when it detected the motion. Here's a perfect example of how amazing this works. You can see that it starts recording when I'm hidden behind the deck, which means it detected motion when my head was visible right here between the deck railings. To me, that's very impressive how it detected a human head between deck railings and then how quickly it triggered the camera to begin recording. And here's another example of how fast it goes from detection to recording from this vehicle drive-by. Now of course you can also tap into the live feed by clicking on devices and then selecting the camera you want. This worked really well and the video quality was amazing, especially considering this is a wireless device that's not hardwired in. Here you can see the different options you have from the live feed section, such as speak, snapshot, volume, quality, light, and record. I'll hit record, and when done, the video will save to your phone's memory. And here's an example of that saved footage so you can see just how amazing the video quality is. So now let's talk about nighttime performance. Once again, it exceeded my expectations. Motion detection was spot on and picture clarity was amazing. Here you can see it detected me leaving the house and started recording by the time I reached the second step. In this example, you can see a car speeding by that it started recording what I estimate to be within 1 second of detection. Another feature you have at night is the ability to record in color when the spotlight on the camera is turned on. Here you can clearly see the green in the trees, the color of the flowers in the wheelbarrow, the colors on my shirt, and the orange glow of the streetlight in the background. I'm not sure how this technology works, but it's very impressive and the feature is just another added bonus. So to wrap things up, it seems like Wook is setting themselves up with this new product to be a major player in the security camera space. Early reviews also seem to echo my exceptional experience I've had so far with this product, and I'm excited to see what future offerings the company comes out with. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know if you have any questions at all.